Hi, I'm Chris Steyerwalt, and it's time for Power Play. And we're about to have a government shutdown, and nothing will be safe, and the borders will be overrun, or nothing really is going to happen, and it's all political spin. It's Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault, and on it goes. That's how you know Congress is in session. Welcome. And as we approach the funding deadline for the Department of Homeland Security, things are getting a little realer. We've got a court decision. We have a lot of presidential bluster. We have Republicans looking for a plan. So what's actually going to happen when we get to the deadline on the 27th of February? People who know or might be able to guess, I want you to meet. They're new to you. I think you'll like them. Meet David Payne. He's a Republican. He helps Republicans say stuff, and probably other people too. From the world headquarters of Vox Global Strategies. Stephen Cobb is a Democrat. He is an attorney for Democrats. He worked for the Democratic Party of Virginia. He's a pretty big deal. These guys are potential PBDs, so you should know them. Okay, so here's the question. I want to start with you, David. Republicans have a thought, and that is that two can play at the screaming about obstructionism game. And for a long time, when the Republican minority in the Senate was blockading things, they said, this obstructionism cannot stand, this cannot stand. Well, now the Democrats are obstructing, and the pressure's not there. Did the Republicans miscalculate how much pressure would be on Senate Democrats, or what's the deal?
No, I don't think there's a miscalculation. So Democrats in the Senate right now are learning about what it's like to be in the minority, how to use the power of the filibuster. They got a lot of mileage last year out of the process of blaming Republicans for government shutdowns. So now what's going to happen is they're going to be the ones to blame for any kind of a DHS shutdown that occurs.
I don't know. Steve, are you buying? You think that?
No, I'm not buying it. I think there was a lot of backlash from voters against Republicans in 2013.
They were so angry at him, they only gave him 9 Senate seats?
Well, we're talking about 2013, exactly when the fall that happened.
Yeah.
Well, there was 3 statewide wins in my home state of Virginia that year for 3 Democrats.
That's a true fact.
And that was a big deal for us. And I think what you're going to see coming up in this next election cycle is that once again the Republicans are going to be held to bear for this issue. And I think that's primarily focused on the fact that they've lost any sort of leverage that they had with this Texas district court decision.
Well, now wait a minute. So we don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but the leverage, it would seem that the leverage is so. And not to get too far in the weeds, but it goes like this. There are 2 pieces of this. There is the temporary executive amnesty for people who came to the United States as minors. That's old, but was supposed to go into effect this week. Then there's the other part, which is for adults who have children who are legally in the United States. That would include those self-same dreamers, as they're called, but others. And that could be millions of people. So what the court said was both are not allowed, and it looks like the decision at least will stick around for a while and have to deal with it. That helps Republicans because the dreamer part of it is still in the discussion, right? That was going to be gone this week.
This aids Republicans in the House who did their job and passed the budget for DHS. This also aids Republicans in the Senate who are trying to get past the Democratic filibuster because it calls out the illegality of the president's actions. It's very helpful.
Okay, so well, go ahead.
If I can, I have to take issue with that because that's not what the district court decision says.
All right.
The basis of the district court decision
was
focusing on an issue whether or not the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted in following the Administrative Process Act.
Right.
Actually, in the footnotes of the decision, the court takes no position on the legality of the actions in general. But what you have here is a preliminary injunction.
He did smoke them pretty good, though. What
you have here is a preliminary injunction, and the Department of Homeland Security has, put the full stop on what's going on.
Right.
So you have a House version of a bill that's asking the administration to not do what it's already not doing. So when you have the language as it's currently phrased, why would you ask them to then prove a negative? If everything is stopped, there's no reason. Right. It's superfluous. Before
we become superfluous, the question is, are we going to see a partial shutdown or the shutdown of DHS or whatever? Are we going to get some bridge? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think it'll come to a shutdown, but even if it does, we can all rest assured that all essential personnel, including immigration enforcement, although they're being pulled back from Obama from doing their jobs, will be funded, will show up for their jobs.
So you say no shutdown. You say what?
I think there'll be a shutdown.
You think there'll be a shutdown? The correct answer is there will be a bridge. They will come up with some patch for this because the legal decision has made everything screwy, and that's what will happen. And unless that's wrong, then we'll delete this clip. Guys, we thank you for coming by and making time for us. And you, Internet, you're darling. Thank you for coming by and seeing us, and we hope you'll come back for some more Power Play real soon.